These Nintendo Switch consoles, according to the auction listing, they do not charge or power on. So we'll see if that is true or not. And it also comes with Hey guys, this is Steve with TronicsFix. I bought a lot of 5 broken Nintendo Switch consoles on eBay, so let's get them unboxed and see if they look fixable. Now I have already opened the box just because I didn't know what was in it, and then I closed the box back up just so I could do this unboxing on video. These Nintendo Switch consoles, according to the auction listing, they do not charge or power on, so we'll see if that is true or not. And it also comes with quite a few accessories and cables, which is part of the reason I wanted this lot, because if I can put together several full, console bundles, then that is obviously worth a lot more than just the console itself. So let's see what all we have and if we can make any money on this. Let's take a look at the actual consoles. That's pretty annoying. I'm gonna have to clean all this adhesive off from them using these sticky envelopes. It's actually not a big deal because it is nice that they actually protected it in bubble wrap instead of just throwing them in a box. But kind of annoying that I'm gonna have to redo, that I'm gonna have to clean all of that off. For cleaning adhesive like that, I just use some 99% isopropyl alcohol. And here's the first one. Here is the second one, the third one, the fourth one, and here is number 5. So this is the entire lot of items. I got a couple power cords, a couple HDMI cords, actually it looks like 4 HDMI cords, 2 sets of Joy-Con controllers, Joy-Con controller grips, 2 of those, 5 of the actual consoles, and then 4 of the docks. Now the first thing I need to do is give these all a test to see if they're charging at all. What I use for that is this little USB charge. It's not really a tester, but it will tell you how much current, how many amps, how many volts are going through this cable. So even if the display doesn't turn on, it doesn't matter. I can still tell if these are charging or not. Now here I have this plugged in. You should be able to hopefully see a little bit of a readout here. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure and put this on my Amazon store. I'm also gonna link up the charge ports for these Nintendo consoles, and I also have a video showing you how to replace these charge ports if you don't know how. So for anyone who doesn't know, I do have an Amazon store where I link all of my parts and tools. I'll leave a link in the description for that, and all you have to do is go down to, I'm gonna go down here to Nintendo Switch parts, and you'll see that pull up with all the parts that I use for the Nintendo Switch. Now I don't always buy them from Amazon. I do have suppliers in China that I buy a lot of this stuff for, but if you're just buying one, then this is a great place to buy it because you do have the guarantee from Amazon. So if you were wanting to buy the charge port, this is the link for the charge port itself, and this is a brand new charge port that would work just fine for your Nintendo Switch. Now let's get these tested and see if any of them are actually charging. As many of you guys know, sometimes the scary thing about eBay is you don't always get what you pay for. So that's why I'm gonna check these over carefully and see what we have here. Now for this first one, I can actually see a pin in the charge port that is basically bent off. I've never actually seen this before though. When I plug it in, it causes my meter to just go totally blank. Not totally sure why that happens, but I do see that the port itself on this Nintendo Switch is faulty, so that's actually a super easy fix for me. I fix a ton of these, so that's gonna be about a 20-minute fix or so. So as long as that's the only problem with that one, that should be a fairly easy fix. Let's check the next one. And this one I can actually see the same thing. I wish I could get a close-up for you guys, but unfortunately my camera just can't get quite close enough. But right there in the charge port, there's a pin that's bent up and bent back. So just even that one single pin on the charge port will cause it to not charge. So we know what the problem is with that one as well. Let's check this one. Now this one, it looks like the charge port is fine. So let's plug it in and we'll watch the charger here. And we can show it's charging at 0 amps. So 0 milliamps, we know that for sure it's not charging at all. So this one is likely either the charge chip, it's probably not the port because I don't see any bent up pins, but it is possible that the port and the chip is faulty. Let's check the next one. So this one shows charging at 0.08 amps. That is very typical of a charge chip problem. So most likely the port is fine and it's a chip problem on this one. This one, I don't know if you can see, it does have some scratches on the screen. Okay, and this one is charging at 0.09 amps. That's also typical of a charge chip problem. 0.09 amps really is not enough to do anything. Normally these should be charging at about 1 amp or so. If it charges below that, a lot of times they'll stick at like 0.46 amps. That's usually the charge chip that's causing that. So there we have a very quick diagnosis on these 5 Nintendo Switch consoles. It looks to me like they're probably all fixable. Now I paid $557 for this entire lot of consoles. I'm planning on selling them hopefully for an average of $200 each. If the Joy-Cons work and I can put together 2 basically complete sets, that average probably will go up a little bit, but I'm thinking I'll probably be able to do about $1,000 in total sales. Now, one thing you always have to remember when people are talking about sales, a lot of people are like, oh, I have 6 figures in sales and whatever. That number, the sales number, means nothing. There's companies that have billions of dollars worth of sales but still don't actually make any money. So the parts cost on these are probably going to be about $50, possibly less. The ports themselves usually cost a lot less than that for me. And my eBay fees and PayPal fees, if I sell all of these on eBay, I may sell some locally, but if I sell all of them on eBay, my fees are going to be about $130. So I'm looking at about $180 in fees minus the $557 buy cost, and I'm looking at a profit of approximately $263 if these are all fixable, which I believe they are. I've rarely come across a Nintendo Switch that is not fixable. Now, once again, I'll leave a link for this meter in the description below. I'll also leave a link for the charge ports for these switches in the description, and I'll leave a link for my Amazon store. You can go right to my Nintendo Switch repair parts page and buy any repair parts that are available on Amazon for these. It has screens, it has card readers, it has the speakers, the Joy-Con rails, all that sort of stuff. So if you guys need parts and you go through my link, I do get a little bit of a commission, and I really appreciate that as it helps me grow the channel and buy more broken stuff or even good stuff to tear down for the channel. Thanks so much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you like this type of video. Also give it a thumbs up if you like it, and leave any comments below and I will get to them when I can. Sometimes these consoles just need to sit for a very long time just to charge all the way up, and sometimes that process is really slow at first. So sometimes people think, oh, it's not actually charging. When it is charging, you just can't quite tell yet. I have actually bought these broken consoles that people say weren't charging, but they actually were charging just fine. So I got a good deal on it. I charged it up and then tested it fully, and then was able to just sell it as just a used console because it actually worked just fine.